So we discussed in the last class the consolidation part, right? So what is consolidation? Whenever we have huge data coming from the source system, and then what we will do, we will push into the MDG system. So whenever we push the data from other source system to MDG, what will happen? It will not exactly fit, right? Because the source system structures are different, and here in MDG it is different. To match the structures and data, we will have a process consolidation and a mass processing. So using this, we can clean up the data in the existing system. If it is a new system, we will upload into the MDG, whether it is a BP, material data, finance data, whatever it is, we will do it. And why we use mass processing? So consolidation is like, as I said, we will upload a huge data, and then if there are any changes in the existing data, if you need to add additional tables, if you need to modify any descriptions, if you need to modify any certain attributes in the existing system, so for each and everything you cannot go on and create a change request for a single object. So in that case, this mass processing will be helpful. For mass processing, we will have two options for mass processing or the consolidation. There are two options to correct the data. Either we can go with create CR or without create CR. So that is like I have shown you in the system in our last class, where we can add the change request. Let me log in again. Okay. What is the transaction code? Can anyone tell? For mass processing and consolidation, we will do some configuration or customization. There will be a transaction code.
MDC IMG.
Very good. Yeah, MDC IMG. Here we will have all the configuration related settings related to mass processing and consolidation. Here you can see it is highlighted: Master Data Governance, Consolidation, and Mass Process. So here you have to configure everything before going to Fiori app. So now I'll go with this activation, and we will have a template. So this template, whatever the template we will add here, that will be available in the Fiori app. So based on this template, the process will get started and completes. Okay. Now, if I go and uncheck this, the activation of BP, here you can see new record, updated record, and match groups. So generally we will go with the, for mass processing, if you are talking about mass processing, we will go with update records, and maybe sometimes we will add a new records also. So new records also we will insert. So when you are inserting new record in the file, Excel file, when you are updating with the existing data with new records, you have an options. So direct activation, this we have discussed, I think, direct activation or activation with change request. So now it is a direct activation. If the direct activation is selected, then the change request is blank. So it, without change request, it directly it can activate it. And if you chosen this activation with change request, so you have to provide the change request type. What is the change request type? See, for BP, you can see BPL P1, BPL P2, business partner initial load, and this is for customer. So whatever we have related to mass processing CRs, you can get it from here. Or if you have any custom change request type, you can add that change request type. So first, data will be validated in the Fiori, and after completing the Fiori part, it will go and create the change request in MDG. And again, MDG has a change request process and approval process, a validation, derivations, everything will be executed. You may have a doubt, what is the use of creating a change request again? Because through Fiori or mass process also, we will have some validations. It will be validated, data will be validated, whatever you add in the Excel, everything will be validated and completes the process. Then why MDG CR is required? Why means this is the Fiori process. It's a basic test. Whatever you have in the Excel attachment, that will check the data available in the Excel. And to link the change request process, I mean, the other validations, the derivations, if there are any default values, the field properties, everything was related to the change request. So this is one process, the Fury consolidation process or mass process. And again, this is one validation again, and again, the change request validation is separate. Most of the clients will go with this initial when you are doing initial loads. So they will go with the without change request. But once the system is stabilized, they will go with a change request. If there are any records processing again later. So to make sure the master data should be clean and properly maintained, they will go with the Fury validation as well as the change request validation. And you can also set this maximum records, how many records you can use with one process for change request. As of now, here it is blank. So it's all optional, like it is not mandatory, but activation part is mandatory. You need to select whether it is a direct activation or with change request activation. Okay, so this is one part. Now I'll go to Fury app and then let's see how it works. Okay, so here, let me log in here. Let me go the transaction for Fury /n UA to FLP. Okay, so here what I have, yeah, go here. I have mass maintenance, right? As I said, for consolidation, it is a load only, initial load. We will do with consolidation. For mass maintenance, we will be modifying with the existing data. We will be modifying with the existing data. Let me do here. Okay. We will be modifying with the existing data. How we can modify? Let's say I need to change something in the system for BP. First, like we can go here. So here you can see export master data for business partner, and this is a relationship. Now I'm going to this app. Here I can extract the data. Like there are two ways we can choose, either from the fields, we can go from the tables. Now I will go with these tables. Maybe I can take the tables here. BUT 000, KNA1, or maybe I'll take A1 table and LFB1. Okay, so these three tables are in scope now, and here again you have to give the business partner. Why it is blank? CVA indicating something went wrong here. So here I need to select. Yeah, it is coming. Yep, now it came. So now I have to choose selection criteria. The selection criteria, again, let me go back to the system and check my LFA1 table. So LFA1 table, I'm just randomly selecting few records. From here, I'll take, okay, these 4 records I'll take. So now what I need to do, I need to select this supplier, right? What is the supplier? This supplier data I have to provide. So instead of business partner number, the supplier listener I have to take here. So here I can see BUT 000 partner, right? So instead of this, I will take listener.
Business partner profile we will create or someone else will create?
Business partner, I mean CVA integration.
Yeah, just now you selected, right? Business partner profile.
So here.
Yeah.
This is just a selection criteria. It will come automatically.
Okay.
You can select to extract the data from the system. You can give the selection criteria. So now I'm giving, instead of a business partner, I'm giving from the customer or a supplier data. Yeah. So I will take this one, KNA1. I can take from LFA1. See LFA1. Okay, I'll take this and equal to, instead of this contains, you just change this to equal to, and whatever you copied, just simply, let me take the data again. Whatever you copied, just simply copy and paste here. System will automatically takes, but you cannot, I think you cannot paste more than 100 records. There are some custom settings for this, some configuration parameter settings are involved for this. So now I will be extracting the data, these 3 combinations for the 4 suppliers. Okay, let's click on extract. So it is asking you want to extract these 4 business partners data. Okay, just continue. And here, once the download is done, you can see that file is downloaded. So it is Excel. Mass processing and consolidation will support only Excel format. Okay. You can see the source ID, business partner type. Okay. Group and the search term 2, and all the information from BUT000. Here you can see whatever the tables we have added when you were extracting, those table information got extracted, downloaded, okay, into the Excel. Now what I can do, I would like to change this information maybe, yeah. I'm just modifying it here and somewhere like name, same thing what we have done for consolidation. You can do like this, all the changes, whatever you want, okay, and just save this, at least ending with 335. Now extraction is done. Now what I can do, I can create process. To create the process, again, this manage mass processing. Click on this manage mass processing process, and here you will have a create process. The templates which you want to change any template, or you can change the template. For us, it is the change business partner data, and from here take your file, and it is as usual. Click on save. It will get started. So once it is started, again we will have a step-by-step process from scope, edit, activation, right? Whatever we have added in the MDC IMG, right? Whatever you have added in MDC IMG, you can see a process template. This is for business partner. Okay, let me come back. Activation and validation, standardization, and these are all related to fields actually. It started. Now can you see scope, edit, validation, and activation? So these 3 steps, these 4 steps, we will have added in MDC. If there are anything, if any additional functionalities, if you want to add any additional like here, so next to the validation, I will need to have one more step, review. I'll need to have one more step, validation too, right? All those configurations we can do from MDC IMG. So now it is in edit. Just click on start button. It is in scope. Now it will go to the edit. It will take some time. Yeah. So now it is in edit step. System will check the records, and if there are any errors in the source file, it will give you the list of errors and warnings. You will have edit option. You can edit the records. I think it will take some time. Yeah. So you can see there are two errors we got, and records, 4 records, and in general BUT000, and this is for K11. And company code level, we will have 4 records, right? 4 records are unchanged roads, and it should come the changed roads. Something went wrong here. So you can have edit, but edit is not working. You can modify whatever you want and then complete the process, right? This is the consolidation and mass process. And now I'll go to the slides. Yeah. In the slides also, you can see new process to execute the mass changes for all attributes. Whatever attributes you want to change, you can change it, and you can validate a data. You can activate the data. It is from the Excel or CSV file. You can upload the data from the Excel or CSV file. File should be downloaded from the system, and you can modify it. Here you can see the edit view, how it will be. Once you click on edit records, you can have option to change whenever or wherever it is required. Data can be changed here from the F4 help. You can take, or you can use that and then edit the data. Process flow would be like this. What will be there in the scope? Describe the scope of your changes by choosing the fields that you want to change. So here you can change any fields. You can modify in the scope of the fields. Whatever the scope you have added, scope of the fields you have added in MDC IMG, that will be available in scope.
Hey, you know, ZaranTech now offers SAP corporate training. That's right. Train your workforce in SAP with our comprehensive program. We offer customized courses, certified trainers, and hands-on labs for both individuals and businesses. Our standout features: bespoke training, fully configured servers for practice, in-house materials, and a dedicated LMS. Plus, get session recordings and 24/7 support. From functional to technical modules, we have got it all. Choose ZaranTech for SAP training and watch your team excel. Learn, upskill, succeed with ZaranTech.
If you want to change anything, you can change it. And in the selection criteria, so after the file upload also, you can see the selection criteria. So what are the objects selected? And then you will have edit option. So in edit, as I said, it will give you the list of validated records if there are any errors. If there are no errors, then we can go ahead and complete the validation step. So once the validation is done, it means like we came to know that the process, the records which you have added is properly validated, and then it is good to go. So we can complete the activation steps. Once it is activated, the modified data will go and sit in the system. That is the mass processing. Okay, you can have the each and every screen how it will be look in the system, right? Validation and activation. Once it is activated, you can see this is 100% processed, and finally you can see here the status. If it is saved and not started, just it will be look as saved. If it is stopped for review, it will show as stopped for review. If the process is completed, it will be shown as a completed with records. And here you can see the process ID and the description. Maybe here also we can see if we come back. Yeah, here also you can see if there are any failed, it will be show as failed. Saved means something not started, it will be shown as saved. If it is completed, status will show as completed, and the records also you can see this. So this is the mass processing. So next I think we have to go for next concept, data model extension. So before going to next concept, do you have any doubt on this mass processing, how it works? Unfortunately, we haven't completed this in our system, but I think you understood what is the concept. Anyone has any doubt? Okay, silence means no doubt. Then we are good to go. The next one, data model extension part, multiple materials. Data model extension, here it is missing, I think. Yeah. So the data model extension. So first of all, what is the data model? We have discussed this initially. Can anyone tell what is data model? So this is the first topic, I think. Data model, UI model, process model, and all. Data model we have discussed.
Tables and structure.
Yeah, exactly. So data model.
Data model is entity where it has all the type 1 and 2, 3 attributes. It will be. It's a group of attributes.
Yeah, it's a set of attributes where attributes and entities are there, and the entities are again segregated as type 1, type 2, type 3, and type 4, right? So that is the data model, standard data model. If we take a standard data model, let's say MDG, material. Okay, now I'm going inside system. I'll go to MDG. Let me check the material data model. What we have, data model. So in material data model, I'm just going to entity types. So there are entity types. How many entity types we will have? We will have total 156, right? We will have 156. This is the delivered solution, okay? SAP delivered solution, right? So we don't have any Z attributes or Z entities, I mean custom entities. So now let me take and check if there is anything related to GTIN. So there is no GTIN information. Now I would like to go with a new entity. So I'll be adding a new functionality. I'll be adding new entity type. It may be type 4 entity. I'll be calling it as a GTIN. GTIN information should store that. GTIN information related to the material will be stored in a GTIN table, and in MDG, I'll be adding new entity called GTIN here. What is that? New entity called GTIN. GTIN, I'll say. And once it is added in data model, we will need to add in the UI also, right? Because if you are not using in the UI, there is no point of adding in the data model. Whatever you add in the data model, that will be available in the UI, because you will need to fill this GTIN information when we are creating a change request, and then the GTIN related table will get updated, right? To add, extend any additional functionality to the standard functionality given by SAP. So that is called the data model extension, right? This is the data model extension. Same like if you add any other extension in the SAP for any screen or something. So that is called extension. Here also data model extension. Here you can have two types of extensions, like two types of modifications to the data model. Can anyone guess what is the second one? The first one I said, like, if we can add a new entity and we can add attributes. There is another way where without adding or without introducing new entity, I can add my fields. Let's say here in the GTIN, I have 9 attributes. I no need to create this separate entity. One option is I can create entity and add attribute. And what is the another option, another possible way here? The another possible way is like, maybe I can take any relevant type 4 entity and add my GTIN attributes. So that is also called extension. Extension means adding something extra to the existing data model. And that data model attributes will be linked to the UI. How it will be linked? There are some customization settings are there. SMT mapping and all, maybe that you will need to go offline, right? So data model extension, and I would recommend to go to SMT mapping. This is SMT mapping. Maybe in the next class, I'll ask you. Each one, someone will give us the brief about what is SMT mapping and why we use. So this is very much linked to the data model extension. Okay. And if you can see here, as I said, for material, we will have only one type 1, that is material. Right. This is the type 1. And remaining type 4, you can see most of the entities are type 4 entities. From type 1 to type 4, we will have a relationship. Type 1 is a header or parent, and type 4 is a child. So there is a relation. So if you want to extend a data model, it should be linked, right? It should be linked to the type 1. Or you have to create a type 1, another type 1 entity. So without a proper relationship between the entities, you cannot extend the data model. And once it is extended, you will need to generate a data model specific structures. Here you will have a generate data model specific structures, so that it will automatically generate the data model related structures, backend structures. What are those structures? Now, if I go to the program here, you can see USMD data model. I will go with the MM, and here you can see there are some tables, these automated generated tables, these tables, and there are some structures. You can see those structures here. I'm going to the data model again. Yeah, data model specific structures. Now I have selected MM, and here you can see there are some structures. So where these structures can be used? So there are different ways you can use these structures. When we are doing SMT mapping, when we are doing a mapping of a reuse area, when we are doing a search application, when we are doing a replication framework, data replication, when we are doing a field property related. So there are some other functionalities that can be used. And the structure starts with like this. We can have a prefix number, the same prefix number /1. This is different. Okay. Yeah. Name of the structure and prefix. It will be generated like this. Now what I will do, I will take the structure Maharashtra. I'll go to S11. I'll put this star and I'm taking this KF Maharashtra structure and let's see whether it is generated or not. See, there is a structure. Okay, there is a structure. It means like this: whenever you extend entity, you have to generate the data model specific structures. So these structures will be useful when you are doing search configurations, SMT mapping, some other functionalities. In the runtime, you can refer the structure and create some functionality, right? It will be useful for any baddie implementations. It will be useful for business rules implementations. So here it has all the standard structures. Okay, this is data model extension. So this is applicable for this is applicable for other data models as well. For BP also you will have data model specific structures, the same functionality. For BP also you will have SMT mapping. For finance also same. You will have entity types and then prefix numbers and then structures. So once you generate the data model specific structures, it will be generated everything. And you can do that through SMT mapping. So this is the data model and where is the UI? UI will be linked, right? UI will be linked to the data model, whatever we have created. If you are extending data model, you will need to extend the UI also. How we will extend the UI? You can go to manage UI and here you can see the data model and you can see the application configuration and UI configuration. This is a bit technical. I'm just briefly giving you the information. Okay. If you extended UI, so let's say I need to extend the material. Let me take the material here. I'll go to the component configuration, the last one. Okay. Maybe I'll take this one. Okay. I'll navigate from here. Yeah. So now I said like once we have extended a data model. So now you can see that in the UI also. It is not opening. I don't know why. Let me go to the material directly from here. So now I'm in material, search material. I have just selected a random material. Now what I'll do right click and here I'm going to technical help. In technical help, I can see the information, the application configuration, component configuration, right? So now I'm going to here, component configuration. This is the WebDyn Pro component configuration. Now I just clicked on this preview. You can see this, right? Whatever you selected, it will be displayed. So this is general data and configuration, right? So everything, whatever I have in the data model, everything will be added in the UI. So if I extended the data model with the GTIN, so here the standard GTIN is there. If I extend with a new additional GTIN information, then how can I add that in the UI? So I can add that in the UI by changing this UI. There are some concept CBA and all. So you can modify the UI. And once we add GTIN information to the UI, we will need to link between data model and UI model. We will need to link the data fetching between data model and UI model. So how we will link? Through SMT mapping. So that I am asking you to go through this SMT mapping. And in SMT mapping, there are some structures. We just need to have the mapping between source to target and target to source. You will have documents, I think, while I'll ask some questions and then this SMT mapping. Okay. So that is a data model extension concept. And once it is added, once the UI is configured and activated, you can fill the data and submit the change request. That's all. Then the replication will automatically happen because the SMT mapping is already done, right? Is it clear? The data model extension. Any doubt you can ask me. Otherwise, we will go with the next topic. Okay. If it is clear, and then this mass processing is done and data model extension, processing of multiple materials. Now we'll see with processing of multiple materials or processing of multiple objects, not only materials. Let's take it as a processing of multiple objects. So we will process the multiple objects at one go. We have seen single processing. We have seen parallel change request, and also we have seen mass processing. Mass processing will be done through file upload or file extraction and through MDC IMG we will do, right? So what is this multi objects? We will have a multiple records processing at a time. So if I go to MDC IMG again, I'm just simply going to the material, or maybe I can take some other object. Here if you scroll down, you will have, so here mass, let me go to the finance. I'll take finance controlling. So here I'll have processing of multiple objects. Can you see here? Processing of multiple objects. When I can use this option, generally it will be used in BP finance. And in some scenarios, we will have a common description for the finance objects. So in that case, we can go and change the description at one go for the multiple objects. So now I will take any of the object here. Let's take the cost center, maybe process cost center. So now I clicked on process cost center. Just take the edition. This is also looks like the same change request how you create, but here we will not be getting everything. We will take only the records which you want to choose, which you are interested to change. Controlling area I have taken 8000, and cost centers also you can select any cost center range. There are only few, I think. Let me take these two and click on next. See, you can see the description is changed. Description is almost same. Now I would like to change this to, okay. Here you can delete row. You can add a row, export row, some additional features are there. And now if I click on next, so here what I have to change, I need to change the description. Let me come back. I will copy this cost center test. Okay. I click on next. What is this? This is a description. Title name, description. I'll be changing cost center test. I'm just adding here. Both I will be adding. And you can delete also. If you click on this initialize, it will be deleted. Now I click on next. So here you can see for these two cost centers, description is going to change. We are going to change the description. It is replacing with cost center test. So now execute changes is not assigned to you. The change request 630 is created, but it is not assigned because the workflow process it is not available. So that's why it is giving some error. So this concept is called multi-processing, right? Multi-processing execution. Multi-processing will be used most of the time in finance to modify, adjust the data in the system. Okay, multi-object or multiple material, whatever it is. This is also done, right? And now we'll go with data cleansing. So what is the data cleansing? Data cleansing is nothing but data cleaning. Whenever we create a master data, if there are any duplicates in the system, you need to delete the duplicates. You need to merge it when you are creating a master data for suppliers. There are multiple records with the same data, same kind of data. So you no need to create the 100 records for the same data. You can create one supplier and then remaining you can delete it. It is not required. You can merge it. So that kind of functionality we will do with the merge. Let me go to the PPT. I'm not going through everything. So maybe you can go through this PPT later. You have access, LMS access. Okay. And this one, I think we already covered, the single object.
What sets ZaranTech apart in SAP corporate training? It's our unique blend of expertise and innovation. We offer customized courses tailored to each client's needs, ensuring relevant, targeted learning. Our vast trainer database brings you wisdom from the best in the field. Need resources? Access our extensive training material repository anytime. We are all about measurable results, providing detailed student metrics to track progress. And we don't just teach, we build community. Join our thriving social media network, connecting learners beyond boundaries. With ZaranTech, you are not just training, you are transforming your SAP expertise.
For multi-processing, the change request type should not be single, and data cleansing. So how many ways you can do the data cleansing. Data cleansing, we are just cleaning the unwanted data. How we can do? We can identify the duplicates. If it is in the system, if you click on search button, here you will have the similar names, and you can identify the duplicate records, right? If you can identify the duplicate records and you can merge that data, you can delete that data for supplier or customer. How you can identify? As I said, it is in the search, and outside MDG also you can see if there are any change requests is pending. You can see that clock symbol, and it will give you the list of error messages. If it is the duplicate, if you are creating the change request, it will display the duplicacy, how much percentage you have duplicated. If there is any already created a supplier or vendor is available, it will give you that information. So we can have a start cleansing and create a new change request. That is different concept. Okay. Yeah. So this is a small topic, data cleansing, and you will have hierarchy processing, context-based adaptation. Have we discussed this context-based adaptation? I think this we have discussed, right? Yeah. Okay. I will tell you that. So hierarchy processing, context-based adaptation. First, we will discuss what is hierarchy processing. So we will go with hierarchy processing. So first of all, what is hierarchy processing? In MDG, we will have hierarchy setup or creation. Let's say if you talk about finance, we will have cost center, we will have a profit center, right? We will have a cost element. So in general, all these are hierarchy processes, right? For cost center, we will have cost center hierarchy, and we will have cost center group, and then we will have cost center. It will be aligned like this. Similarly, for other objects also, if I keep this aside, we will have hierarchy. Under hierarchy, what we will have? We will have group. Under group, we will have cost center. This is one hierarchy. This is one hierarchy. First, we will have hierarchy. Let's say it's a C1 cost center, and cost center group maybe CZ1, and here it is cost center CS or CS1. Like this, we will have a hierarchy process. For profit centers also, we will have hierarchy. Profit center, maybe it's a P1, and the profit center group PZ1. So like this, we will have hierarchy process. And why we need a hierarchy process? I can create a cost center directly. Why we need hierarchy process? If you go to NWBC here, let's say again, I'm creating a cost center. Let's create a cost center. So now, if you observe, there are two create cost center. What is this? With hierarchy assignments. Can you observe these two? These both are standard only. But what is the difference? SAP is giving option for you. You can create a cost center without hierarchy or with hierarchy assignments. And similarly, if I go to profit center also, you can observe the same behavior. Now it is a cost center. Now I'm going to profit center. For profit center also, I have this, right? With or without hierarchy assignment, right? This is the standard behavior. Why there are two? This is the cost element. Now I click on new cost element also, it is there. See? With hierarchy, without hierarchy. Now, if I choose anyone and I go inside, now I'm going inside. If you scroll down, you will have assignment in the cost center group hierarchy. Can you see this? So now let me create anyone controlling area A000 and the cost element, and I click on check button. I have to provide the description. Okay, it is taking time. This hold on for some time. Okay, finally. Okay, test cost element create. Now you will have a next hierarchy changes. There is no hierarchy assignment actually. It should come here. Now let me click on this hierarchy assignment. It's not available. If it was added, it will display here. There is a process. So why it is given in general? If you are creating cost center, profit center, or whatever it is, simply system like process the change request and it will create somewhere. But you cannot identify. Actually, in finance, we will have a separate type, some distinguish between some segregation between each finance object, right? For profit center or cost centers. So you will need to add under a hierarchy. Some certain groups are there. First, the cost center will be created and the cost center will be added. Let's say here there are 10 cost centers. From cost center CS1 to I will have some cost center to like this. We will have some, okay. Let's say we will have a 10 cost centers like this. These 10 cost centers will be added CZ1 under CZ1. Okay. And from here, we'll be dragging this down from 11. So it will be added under cost center group 2. Okay. This is cost center 1, cost center group 1, and this is group 2. And both these CG1 and CG2 will be added under C1. So now you got the hierarchy, right? How it would be. Why we need to add the hierarchy? Because we need to order everything. We have to order everything. We have to link the process. If it is a hierarchy, if it is a small system, you don't need to create a hierarchy. But if it is a big landscape, you will need to have a hierarchy process. For one hierarchy, the header hierarchy will have a sub hierarchies. And from each sub hierarchy, we will have a groups, subgroups. Main groups will be there. Again, the subgroups will be there. And again, from group, you will have a cost center. It will applicable for all profit center, cost elements. And some scenarios, like it is optional, but most of the finance scenarios, hierarchy process is mandatory. It is mandatory. And in BP also, we will have a supplier. Let's say supplier. It is I'm creating the supplier as international supplier. Okay, I'll be creating this as international supplier, IS, and I'll have also country supplier. This is country supplier, and I'll have a local supplier. Okay, this is local supplier. How I can add this? So based on the legal entity, I'll be differentiating this. So let's say I'm creating one supplier in Germany, so that I'll be considering as a international supplier. When I'm creating a supplier related to India, I'll be considering that as a country supplier. Sometimes like I'll feel like it's a local, whether it is India or China or Germany, whatever it is, it's a local supplier. So to differentiate between these, we will have a legal entity concept, and in business partner, based on the legal entity, we can identify which supplier it is, international, country, or supplier. So like how we have added the hierarchy, similarly in BP also, we will have hierarchy like this. International, under international, we will be having a country, and under country, we will be having like this, local supplier. So this is one hierarchy, right? This is one hierarchy. And again, under local, we will have another local suppliers also. Maybe we can add like this. So to have a relationship between one supplier to another supplier, we will have a hierarchy processing. Between one object to another object, in finance or some BP, we will need to have hierarchy process. Now let me check in the system, and in general, there is a transaction code KSH3. Here I'll be taking the controlling area. Controlling area, which one? Maybe I'll take this cost center group, right? I can select the group, which group I wanted to check, and press enter. You will see this information. What is it? This is a cost center group. Then under this, you will have another group. And again, we will have a cost center. For each group, there are some cost centers added, right? You can see this. Let's say I'm taking this, the last one, and I'll go to SC16N, and here I'll give this cost center. And what I am interested to check here, hierarchy, right? Where is the hierarchy? So let me select everything and execute. You will have hierarchy process, hierarchy area. See, hierarchy area, you can see 001. So this is controlling area is A000, and hierarchy area is 001. Yeah, you will have controlling area, and where is hierarchy? 1010 190 KSH3. This is correct. Controlling area, hierarchy area. Okay, let's check this. 0001, it is showing hierarchy area. Maybe, yeah, something went wrong. But here you can see for each and every object, we will have a hierarchy process, right? Similarly for BP also, we will have hierarchies, as I said. So this concept is called hierarchy process. Same whatever you have in without MDG or with MDG also, we will have hierarchy process. And one more thing I would like to share here, the hierarchy process you will have whenever you do some file uploads option also. You need to arrange the hierarchy. Now I have shown you that when you are creating a single cost center, profit center, something, right? Similarly, you will have a file upload and download. In file upload and then download also, you will need to add a hierarchy. So this is not configured. So now let me go on and see with processing of multiple objects. For anything, if you take any object. So let me take here hierarchy changes, right? Hierarchy changes for cost element group. Hierarchy changes for cost center group, process cost center group. Let me take this group and then see if I think it will not trigger any change request here in the demo system. Let me take cost center group, controlling area, nothing is there. So cost center group is not created actually. If I take any other one, do we have hierarchy process? That is, we want to check here also. I think we check this. Some options that I'm not able to show you here, but it will have hierarchy process. The hierarchy, how it looks like. Let's see if there are anything available in the system. See, it will be like this. You will have a header. You will have under each object, let's say it is a cost center hierarchy. Under that, you will have a group. Under that, you will have subgroup. Under that, you will have a cost center. So it will be assigned. You can delete, create, you can modify, you can move here and there. You can move the places, you can modify the places and all. So if I want to change this, so this is one of the hierarchy, right? So if I want to change these attributes, change these 3 cost centers from this group to another group, the last one with 190, from 110 to 190, I want to change these 3. So I can get this hierarchy in the system like this. You can simply select those and move from one place to another place. Then it will be created a change request, and once the change request is processed, you will automatically see these 3 cost centers moved down. Okay, so this is kind of hierarchy process. Maybe I cannot show you here. You can go through this PPT and understand. We will have the hierarchy process. If it is optional, you can change this CELEM and no hierarchy processing. If it is optional, you can change it in the hierarchy assignment. And as I said, you can move this up and down. This is up is for moving the records up and moving the records down. This is just for adjustment. There are multiple cost center groups, right? So you will have a cost center assigned in another cost center, and you will have a groups assigned in another group. You can adjust the levels. So this is 1 level, this is 2nd level, this is 3rd level, then this is 4th level. So if I want to adjust this 3rd level to the same 2nd level, so I can use this option. So move left and right. If I want to move this 2nd level to 3rd level, I can use this option just to move right. So whatever the changes you want related to hierarchy, you can change it and create the change request. So that is for hierarchy extensions and hierarchy assignments. This is done. Hierarchy maintenance, this is also same. If you want to change anything in the system, if you want to create the new hierarchy, you can create through MDG. Let me try with this. There is an option. If I want to do file upload, I will need to have some file downloaded actually. Nothing is there in the system actually. I don't know which one I can take. Let's try with the profit center. Okay. Controlling area 1000, no data, controlling area 000, cost center group 1010. Let's see this 000. This is available. This is available in the S4, but here in MDG we don't have the data, proper data. That is the issue. Let me check if there is any other. Let me go with this hierarchy process. Create cost center group. Create hierarchy for profit center. Okay. Okay. Don't have anything. It simply submitted 727. At least if it is available in the system, I can show you properly. Let me create. I don't know whether it will process or not. I will do with this single object processing. Let's see. Okay. So controlling area, I'll take 8000 and center group hierarchy, center group H1 I'll take. Okay. No errors found and submit. This should have approved, then only it will be available. I think there are no workflows. Anyhow, let's see if it is available. At least it is not processed. At least if I get this CGH1, maybe I can try with other objects. CGH1 is created. This is hierarchy. Now I have created hierarchy. Now let me create a group. Cost center group. Cost center group. Controlling area 8000 and cost center group. Cost center group 1. Test cost center group 1 and click on check. Yeah, now I can see this. It is editable. I click on new. Earlier it was not there. Can you see? This is the hierarchy, but still I can't see anything here. CGH1. Let's see. I will submit this group also as of now, and then we can create. We can now I have created hierarchy group, and I'll be creating a cost center with single process. I have created the other one, I think. Cost center with hierarchy assignments, controlling area 000 and cost center category, cost center number. Okay, and company code. I'll take something. Now we will have assignments. Now if I click on new, it is opened. It is blank. Now let's see this hierarchy. This is also not working, but yeah. So once it is created, you can see the hierarchy here. You can see hierarchy assignment. One header will be there. Under that you will have hierarchy process. You will have parent where you will be creating. Now I'm creating this. Now I'm creating this cost center. This cost center, where it should go? It should go hierarchy. I can select the hierarchy from here. Let's say cost center hierarchy 1 and the parent type. Where I should assign? Cost center group or group hierarchy? I should assign the group, right? So I'm adding this cost center group. Parent node, if there is any parent node, and the previous type where I have to add a cost center. And the previous node number, let's say like if I want to add this under this, right under this cost center, I can give this cost center here. It is not editable, but yeah, you can give the previous node. Previous node is a cost center, and parent we will be adding under cost center group. We will be adding under cost center group, and that cost center group will be added under hierarchy. So like this, we will maintain and submit the change request. This will execute the process and it will directly go on sit here. You no need to arrange the order of the cost center creation again. So that is hierarchy maintenance and then process.